Well, AEW returns to Australia and it kicks off tomorrow night, Qudos Bank Arena in Sydney. Grand Slam, then Brisbane Entertainment Centre for House Rules on Sunday. It's going to be a night of gold in New South Wales. MJF's defending his world title against Brody King. Sydney's own Kyle Fletcher puts his new TNT championship on the line against Mark Briscoe in a ladder match. And the Babes of Wrath put their tag team titles on the line against Megabad. And Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron have been good enough to join me before their title match here on SEN. Welcome, guys. It's great to have you back down under.
Thank you.
Thank you. My first time.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited.
I was about to say, I'm sorry, because Willow, this is your first time wrestling in Australia. And is this your actual first time in the country? Because I know you haven't wrestled here, but have you been able to check out any of the sites or anything?
Yeah. So it's my first time here in general. Luckily, I have the best tour guide the country could offer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to see the Opera House, see the bridge, take a water taxi across the harbor, and eat some delicious food.
Mm-hmm.
But the most important thing is gearing up for this match tomorrow.
That's right.
That's what I've come here for.
That's right. Qudos Bank Arena. We hope that Australia is bringing it because this time last year, Grand Slam, I did wrestle Mercedes Moné for the TBS title, but my girls got it now. I will say the Australian crowd was the best, most lively, insane, energetic crowd I've ever heard in my life. So we're hoping to see the same level of energy. And I hyped it up to her.
Yeah, she really did. So I'm like, okay, well, they better bring it.
Yeah.
You better.
Harley, I'm glad you brought that up because last year at Grand Slam, it was insane. You and Mercedes Moné absolutely tore it up. And for a Queenslander, wrestling in front of your hometown, well, your home crowd at least, against Mercedes Moné, who has literally done it all. Like, I can still remember when you had a couple of matches on Dark, in fact, against the person that's sitting next to you.
Yes, my first one.
So when you start off on Dark and then you're at Brisbane Entertainment Centre in front of your home fans, like, what was that like for you? Were you just like, holy hell, this is something different?
It was a beautiful and emotional moment in many regards because it's a nice full circle feeling of the last time that I was here, like performing in the capacity that I loved. I didn't know what was going to happen when I went to America. And in that moment when I walked out, about to face Mercedes, I just had that same feeling rush over me of, it all paid off. Like everyone who was rooting for you, like you've made them proud. And, obviously I didn't take the win that evening, but I have come back this year as the inaugural tag team champion with Willow and the Babes of Wrath.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm getting to feel that all over again, but on even a grander scale, because this year I've come back as a champion and it's like, it's amazing. I feel very proud.
It's a good homecoming.
It's a good homecoming. Yeah. I don't know I'm just going to have to keep leveling up each year somehow.
Nice. Willow, you're one of the OGs here in AEW. And I'll tell you what, you've gone to wars during your time at All Elite Wrestling. Bouts against Julia Hart, Mariah May, Mercedes Moné, obviously, and just battle after battle with Chris Statlander as well. But are there any dream opponents that you've still got left throughout your reign of terror?
Yeah, one of my big inspirations is Aja Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And she is out there still wrestling. She actually was an AEW original. I think she was like in like one of the very first like roster pages that we had. Was one of our first. But Aja Kong, someone I'd really love to wrestle with, it being a singles, or even if I got to tag with her, just like share a ring with her would be cool. While we're in Australia, I was talking earlier today about how indie legend in my eyes, Madison Eagles. I would love to, mix it up with her. This one I think is probably a really long shot, but like Sarah Del Rey was another like indie, like huge inspiration for me. But also we just have, that's like the like dream stuff that I'm like in a crazy world. But like at AEW, there's a bunch of great fresh matchups still there for me that I like would love to. I haven't wrestled Alex Windsor yet, for example, and that she's tagging Jamie Hayter these days. We're gonna see what they're made of.
Yes.
So whether that be like a tag or a TBS situation, either way, I'll welcome it. There's anyone who has been a champion a previous, well, not a previous because we're the first, a previous TBS or a previous like world champion. Like I like the cut of their jib. I want to test myself against you. Is it jib or gib? We had this conversation.
Yeah, we'll go with jib.
Yeah.
And you were like,
Well, you mentioned obviously, you're the only AEW champions in history that have never ever lost your title, so you can actually like hang that on your like all the other guys.
yeah.
And shout out to, like, I'm so glad you brought up Madison Eagles, because there are so many wrestlers across this planet, both male and female, that she has had a great helping hand in. So it's cool to see greatness respecting greatness. But talking about greatness, when you guys became the first AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, you beat Mina Shirakawa and Timeless Tony Storm at Winter is Coming. Now, Harley, you mentioned this is your first championship, and Willow, you've already had a run with the TBS title at the time. But to be the first, to have your names etched in history, what was that like? Because no matter what happens, those belts could be 100 years old from now. And when we go back to the day dot, it's the Babes of Wrath, you guys, that have stamped it first. How did that feel?
I hate to say it felt like shocking, because like we really do have a lot of confidence in ourselves. We really do believe in ourselves, but the scope of it is just so like unbelievably like just crazy, not for us, but for anyone. Like it really is one of those things that like nobody could ever take that away from us. So even as much confidence as we have ourselves, I felt like it was shocking, just because it's like, this is real life. That's wild.
Yeah, definitely. And we were just saying earlier that it's a nice feeling to know that we had a very, similar coming up in the companies, because, we didn't have bigger runs in other companies before. We definitely had opportunities at AEW Darks that essentially got us our run. So we do feel like, homegrown AEW women, and it's exciting to, reflect on the fact she was my first ever match in AEW at AEW Dark, and then we had the opportunity to wrestle against each other, and then all of a sudden teaming up, it made sense, and our forces combined, it was like the right fit. And Tony Khan obviously like had the idea that we would mesh well together, and he was right. So it's beautiful to be a part of history, and that the Babes of Wrath will go down as the inaugural tag team champions.
Hell yeah, baby.
We love to see it. Now, before I let you guys go, I got to say, you guys also made history at Blood and Guts last year. It was absolutely one of the most brutal matches I've seen in all of wrestling. And I just want to know, how are you guys after the match? Because you were left battered and bruised.
Oh,
in pain!
In so much pain. I think we were all in medical together at some point, and like everyone was like getting stitched up. And
that was the first time I got
packs.
staples in my head.
She was getting staples in the head, and like my nose was busted open, and everyone was just kind of like in the medical room at the same time, getting tended to, like all bleeding, but like it was a sense of like, we just did that, but also like
crazy high.
And then the smell of blood was something I still to this day remember. That I can't explain like the smell of everyone's blood, but it was like we felt like we went to battle, We did, really.
It was almost like that line. It's like, no one makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah. Literally. And there was a point where I was like, I don't know whose blood's who anymore.
Yeah.
Like I just at the end of the night, I was like, I felt like we all had like we made a blood pack as sisters that night.
The grossest thing, like blood doesn't really weird me out, but when I feel other people's blood and it's like warm and like hot, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
God, that's so gross.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, good luck tomorrow. I won't need to wish you any luck, because I know you will be taking care of Mega Bad easy as.
We're ready.
I will be seeing you guys at House Rules in Bris Vegas. So hopefully, well, I know you'll still have those belts there. Yeah,
thank you for the faith.
Yeah, we will. Let's make sure of it, shall we?
Do our very best.
Shall we? Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for taking some time in your busy schedule, and good luck at Grand Slam.
Thank you. Be well.